the majority of our people do understand this. It is just the unfortunate few who have decided that they will cast their lot with these demonic people to get a few little pleasures that they think is pleasure for a short time and sell out their own people to keep them giving the masses misinformation. But the more we share what's going on, the more our people find out the rottenness of what this government is doing, the more this happens, the more you see. Now, we may not have all of the resources that they have. We may not have the ability to get on the phone and conduct all of these polls and opinion lines and things of that nature. But we can get on social media and just go to different posts and run through the comments, right? And we can do our own little poll through sight. And we can see that our people are fastly becoming more knowledgeable and what's going on. And they just now need to find more ways that we can detach ourselves from this madness. But most of our people are becoming awake and realize, man, we don't have a future here. We don't have a future here.
Right. Well, thank you for that insight on that topic. Moving along, because it's so much, and we want your wisdom and insight on as much topics as we can to bring clarity, and so we can, be able to propose our narratives, because very rare does our narrative and a narrative like this, which I believe is a more correct and accurate narrative, very rare
Absolutely.
is it we are given false narratives and then we take it as to be the truth. What is your perspective on the controversy? It's been lighting up all over social media. What happened with the young brothers at, right here in my area in Philadelphia. I'm right by there with the Starbucks situation. And before you answer that, Minister Amon, do you see any people asking any comments? I don't see it coming across my screen. I want to acknowledge at some point the viewers, if they have any questions or comments. Do you see any questions or comments coming across? Because I don't see it.
No, sir, I have not seen any questions so far. I do see a few little things coming up. But yes, sir, if whatever they may like or whatever you may like, we'll try to do the best to give our perspective on it.
Okay, well, if anyone has any questions or, comments for our good brother, Minister Amon, send them across. I don't want to hit any wrong buttons and get you disconnected. I'm just seeing who's coming in, but I don't see any comments. But what's your view on what happened with Starbucks here in this area here last week?
Well, we believe this. As you already know, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who continues to lift up the banner of do for self, and also the teaching of us not going into or being where we're not wanted. There's so much that we have experienced and seen over the ill treatment all over this country in every nook and cranny of the country. As I've been watching and reading things and reading the commentary and listening to many who would say, let's boycott Starbucks, I would never say that we should tell those people that their boycotting of Starbucks doesn't mean anything. Anytime I see my people getting excited about extracting themselves from places where we have been disrespected, that's good. Now, what we need to do is listen to what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been given to us already, as many, of course, I know many of your listeners are aware of and can remember. Just a short while ago, the gathering in Washington, D.C. on 10/10/15 as a part of the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, where the minister lifted up justice or else, along with that a campaign called Redistribute the Pain. So we don't want to only boycott, but we want to focus on what we would call boycotts. So while we are not going to spend our money in Starbucks, that's not bad. That's not a bad move. But now we must go find brothers and sisters with which we can and should spend our black dollars. So that is the component that we have to add into it to make sure that those dollars that we're not spending are properly directed. And I would also add, just real quickly, that, you know, as the minister teaches us, this man and what they're doing, these people are not called the arch deceivers in the scriptures for no reason. So we have to be careful that we don't hone in all of our vision and just focus on Starbucks, 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 Starbucks. Because the fact of the matter, the way those brothers was treated didn't have anything to do with Starbucks. These are facts. This is the treatment that we as black men and black women, anywhere that we go in America that is under their control, any moment, you could be asked to leave or followed around or displaced at any moment. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? This happens every day in every city, in every town in this nation. So it's really not about Starbucks. It's really about what are we willing to do something for ourselves and our kind. So unfortunately, which I guess is a wise move for them, they will be closing stores. I think it's on May 29th, if I'm not mistaken. They will be closing 8,000 stores to offer training. Okay, well, I guess maybe you will. But at the same time, this is allegedly going on that you will be teaching and training. Look at all of the press. Look at all the publicity. Look at all the points that Starbucks will gain to give a demonstration to show that that company really cares about how we feel, because all of these stores, all 8,000, will be shown that they want to teach and make their workers better. Maybe some good will come from the training. I don't know. But I do know that there is no training that Starbucks can offer those people to take out of what is in the people's heart in terms of hatred and suspicion. And as we have read and as we saw the people who shared the initial videos that went viral, even the people that were present, what did they say? They said these young men weren't doing anything. They said they weren't doing anything. What were they doing? They were just sitting there waiting on a friend. That's a fact.
Right.
So this is the thing that we have to remember, that it is not really about Starbucks. It's about the ill treatment that we continue to subject ourselves to after guidance has come to us, that we should go and do something for ourselves. So I hope that many of our people will continue to say, I'm not going to get any Starbucks coffee today. I haven't been myself, nor do I intend to return. I hope that it continues to go on. But my greater hope is that we don't go to another white establishment hoping that they will treat us better and don't take the time to find ways and discover more ways to point and direct our black dollars to be spent with Black businesses. That's what our hope is.
Yes, and the Honorable Marcus Garvey and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us and instructed us to do for self all these adult-sized temper tantrums on Facebook for us to turn around and forget it, because things is always happening, and Black people have a real short memory. 2 weeks from now, it'll be something else, and then this will almost be forgotten. This is the trend that we have to work on, is having such a short memory and not closing the book and getting resolutions, to certain issues, which makes me segue into my next question for you. It's a heavy one, but I know you can handle it. Has the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, has he spoke on, I know he spoke on it, but has he gave like a direct solution to police brutality? I don't know about you, brother, but I'm so sick of seeing our people die in the street, man, woman, or child, and these people get no consequences but paid vacation. Charges aren't even brought, and it's almost like we're waiting for the next tragedy, which could be any of us. I speak on it on my channel. I know the minister spoke on it, but like, what is the I don't even know if immediate is the proper way to say it, but what is the solution to like stop this? Because every life is important. We can't lose any more of us. Has he spoken on those terms?
Yes. Well, in a nutshell, brother, every time he speaks, he's really giving us the guidance on how we should conduct ourselves and live our lives, that in that it is a form of protection. When the minister talks about how we need to police our own communities, let's not think about what we currently look at when you say police. It really brings up something, almost a sickness in our stomach, But when he talks about policing our own communities, he's not talking about following the model of what these people currently move and display. What should police do? What do we say, or what do we expect of them? We say that they are, or what we expect from them is that they will serve and they will protect. So at the core of our being, especially Black men, we must become motivated by love and move in the streets with the idea of service and with the idea of protecting those who are in need of protection. It begins there. It begins with, and we can't get around it, no matter how we would like to come up with different ways, means, theories, we have to go to the root of it, which is self-hatred. See, it's like this. When you learn how to love yourself, people can see the love that you're exhibiting for yourself. And when people know, and they look at a group and they say, man, they really love each other. Look at them over there, man. Then before somebody makes a move on a group to do something, they got to think about it, because they know these people love each other. And they see that the price is going to be high. But if they see us fighting, killing, murdering each other, this is what they use to serve as a pretext to make that move, because they know in reality the price will only be, just a little bit. It'll just be a little bit. So the greatest thing that we can do, again, this is to anybody that's listening. Some of your listeners may be involved in certain disciplines or training, or police sensitivity trainings, or maybe the cameras. I'm not minimizing body